Hi guys, welcome to the video, or today's video. This is all about bracing. So the first thing you need to wrap your head around or understand is that if you do not learn this skill, you do not get good at this skill, you will never master the technique. It's really that black and white. This part of, or this aspect of the technique is the most important. This will have a carryover effect into just about everything. So it's super important that you learn this now and really start to focus on this. I know it might not be necessarily clear why this is the most important to you right now. That's okay. I don't expect you to know this, because this will only truly become clear about how important it is until you master it. So until you master it, it won't exactly be 100% clear how much this is going to affect you. And the reason being because you haven't experienced what it's like to actually have good technique yet. So you don't know what you don't know, which is 100% fair. So really what this is all about is you have to trust me. You have to trust that I know what I'm talking about, and you have to trust that this is the most important thing when it comes to developing skill and developing your technique. If you do not learn this, it will affect everything. So you might have learned all the other cues and stuff like that, but they will be heavily affected by the bracing. So what can happen is you're trying to correct all these things, but you're inherently chasing your tail because you're not addressing the bracing. The bracing is the issue in the first place. All right, so that is why this is so important. All right, let's get straight into it. What the hell is bracing? What does that mean? What does that mean to you? All right, bracing is the action of exhalation. So when we're performing a lift, we take a breath in, you block the airway, and actively trying to force out for the duration of the rep. So not just at the top, not just at the start, you are actively forcing out throughout the entire rep. All right, you finish the rep, you reset the brace, and then you do it all over again. All right. Yep, that's bracing. On the technical term, if you want to know, it's called the Valsalva maneuver. All right. From there, all right, let's get straight into it. We're going to start with a breathing drill. So what I want you to do is you're going to take a deep breath in. So you just casually, I just want a slow breath in. You're just filling the lungs up. From there, once you've achieved that breath in, I want you to then force the air out. So you're going to breathe out, but you're not going to stop breathing. So you don't just go, you've got to keep forcing the air out. So watch me, just like this. Now, if it wasn't clear, as I was actively breathing out, and especially as I got less and less air and I felt like I was running out of air, all the muscles in my core switched on and got tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Okay? So the reason why that is such an important piece of the puzzle to unlock your ability to brace is because I didn't stop. I kept forcing out. All right? Now that one line or that one point is crucial for you to understand. Reason being, one of the main or biggest mistakes people make, there's a few when it comes to bracing, but this one particular, because it relates to what I'm talking about, is they take the breath, they go to breathe out, but then they just hold that. So they don't continue to try and force the air out. They force the air out and then stop. Now, it feels like you're tight because you've blocked the airway. So you get into this scenario where in the head, well, no, I'm doing everything right, but inherently you're not. So it's one of those situations where you don't know what you don't know. And because you're not doing it correctly and you think you are, it can create a scenario where I'm telling you one thing, you're thinking you're doing what I'm telling you, and it can create a divide. Will clash. There'll be a miscommunication there because in your head you're doing everything right, but yet I'm telling you you're not, and that can create some. That can be uncomfortable. Yeah, uncomfortable as a coach, and uncomfortable for the person watching or the person experiencing that dialogue because of the communication breakdown. So it's very, very important that you get clear on exactly what this is and exactly how it's done now, so we don't run into that roadblock down the road. Especially if I don't, see everything you're doing. If you're a remote athlete. So it's very, very crucial that we get very, very clear on the language and just how everything is meant to be achieved from the word go. So there's no communication errors down the road. All right, so let's get straight into it. All right, so we've done the inhale, we've forced the air out. So what I want you guys to do, I want you to do that 5 times. All right, once you've done that 5 times, we're going to go into the second aspect, or the second part of the drill, and this is what we do when we're getting under the bar or we're on the bench press, setting up, and the same as the deadlift, it's all the same. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that deep breath in, just like we did, only this time I'm going to block the airway. And what I mean by that is I'm not going to let the air out, but I'm still actively forcing the air out, and I will continue to do so until the rep is finished, just like we did before. So, ready? All right, as you can see, I was doing that really hard. So you have to give it 100%. If you do not give it 100%, you won't do a very good job. The moment you go to move, you'll let it off even more, and you're just going to have a lot of trouble. So you've got to commit to the brace. You've got to commit to the brace, and then the next part of developing the skill of bracing is learning how to keep that on. You're learning how to keep it on as you move, because the moment we start to move, we complicate it. And it requires a little bit more effort and a little bit more feel, which is why this is a skill. And with all skills, you have to practice. You have to do the reps. You have to practice over and over and over again. So if you go into the gym or you watch this video once and then you do it once and then that's the end of it, you're going to take a lot longer to master this skill. So you've got to do the reps, guys. This is something you need to practice every single day for at least 3 weeks. At least. Everyone's going to be a little bit different with how long it takes to master the skill, but at the end of the day, if you do the reps, you will get better. All right, so that is bracing. Well, that's your first introduction to it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got a lot out of it. At the same time, understand that this is the first time you're hearing this information, and it won't all be clear. You won't get it instantly. You're not going to master this thing in one go. It just doesn't work like that. Even if it feels like you got it, you've then got to apply it to a movement. And that is the next step, and that is the next stage, and that is what I'm going to be coaching you on. So enjoy, guys. Have a great day, whatever time it is, and I will see you in the future.